What's up, dudes? Welcome back to another Throwback Thursday. So winter's coming to an end, hopefully soon. We're getting there. Clock's ticking, sun's shining. We're hoping for the best, right? And we're getting a little closer to the end of this story to know basically where it came from, what I've been doing the last 35 years of my life, and bringing you up to date on the car stuff and what's happening and what's going on now. So today, we're taking a look at a pretty monumental thing in my car career is when I got my AE86 Trueno. That's when I started drifting. That's when I started getting into the real tuning thing, when I started meeting people, when I started getting to the racetrack more, developing some sort of driving technique, and the rest is history. But it's all good. It's all time of my life. You know what I'm saying? Beginning of winter 2005, I decided that I wanted a JDM car. I wanted a drift car, and specifically wanted the AE86. You guys should know why. And if you don't, well, it's a cult classic car. A lot of people love the car. There's a lot of people that say it's an ugly piece of crap, a real box. But the ones that understand why it's cool and like it for the same reasons as I like it, you guys get it. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Basically, it was Initial D. I was watching this Japanese anime at the time, what was based on comic books, and they made it into a cartoon series. Now, I picked up one of these movies at Best Buy one day. I was instantly hooked. I ended up having to sort out and source the whole series and find them, buy them off eBay and run around to future shops and all these different stores and stuff just to try to get a hold of everything. The internet helped me find everything. So if you've never seen Initial D before, you probably won't understand. So go check it out. Maybe you'll get into it. The story's gonna hook you. It's good. I bought an AE86, and the way I got this thing was there was a company called Musashi Direct. I ordered it through them. I saw them at a show in Saint Eustache, figured it was a good place to start, so I started doing my homework and got to work. I messaged these guys, waited and waited and waited. I didn't hear anything back from them for a really long time. So then I got a little cocky, a little rude even, and I sent them hate mail saying that I don't believe that they could get me the car and that their company was basically full of poopy and stuff like that. But it did work. It got their attention. I got a message back immediately, a phone call even. And that's when I met my good friend Marc-Andre Vary. Now Marc-Andre, he was the guy that was getting these cars because he worked for the Canadian Embassy in Japan, I believe, if I'm right. And he often visited Japan, and his wife is actually from Japan. And her father owned a chain of garages. So it made it super easy for him to go find cars. And basically, what he did was he had pictures sent to me and sort of sourced out a bunch of cars, and I got to pick the one that I wanted. So at the end of the day, this is the one I picked. In June of 2006, I finally went to pick up my Toyota AE86 Trueno. Not just any Trueno, this was the real deal, a GT Apex Sprinter. The cream of the crop, the crown jewel, the 86 of all 86s. And then I absolutely fell in love with it. Now, a lot of very special things happened with this car for me. I had goals, I had dreams, I had things I wanted to accomplish, and they started to come to fruition with this car. One of those things was to start drifting. When I got the car, I immediately started drifting. It was a tough, difficult road, and the first time I started drifting the car was actually the first day that I accomplished another one of my goals, which was to be in a magazine. So in the summer of 2006, I got invited down to Autodrome Saint Eustache with some guys that were drifting, some guys that I later on made friends with, Yann Latour, Fred Gerard. These guys are amazing drivers. They worked at Rhodes Tuning. Super awesome to be around. I got to drive with Carl Nadeau and everything. I got the drift and I got my AE86. I have one of my cars featured in a magazine. Blew my mind. Absolute like hashtag goals. You know what I'm saying? Like this is something that I wanted to happen forever and ever and ever. And it happened. Another thing that happened that year was I was able to put this car in the show at the Olympic Stadium. Now here in Montreal, when there's car meets and there's car shows, there's a bunch everywhere. There's venues all over the place. They do car shows in parking lots at different businesses. They do car shows at the local racetracks, which we have about 3 or 4, which are not far from the Montreal area. So that's a lot of shows, that's a lot of things. But the real big deal for anybody that's a real like heavy duty, serious car guy, it's like, this is like the South Shore SEMA, or Montreal's SEMA basically, but SCP, Sport Compact something. And it was the biggest show around, and that for me is a benchmark. Like if you have a car and you put that in the Olympic Stadium's car show, well, you kind of made it. you're kind of a superstar. So again, another goal achieved with this car was to be at the stadium. So there we have it. I started drifting with this car. I got into a magazine with this car, and it was at the stadium. Amazing. I could die happy now. Not really. There's so much more I'm gonna do. That is my AE86 Trueno. It had a Cusco bolt-in roll cage, it had bright seats in it, 16 valve motor, it had headers, full exhaust, it had HKS cams in it, a nice cold air intake. Not too wild, but not too mild. It did exactly what I wanted to do, and it was extremely reliable. I think that's where my love affair with Toyota started, was because I took that car out and I beat the crap out of it. I would load it with tires, drive an hour out to the racetrack, beat the crap out of it all day long, put the stock wheels back on, drive it back home as if nothing ever happened. The car took a beating. I drifted it for probably, well, I had it for a while. And every year it kind of changed up. The first year I just put my stickers on it. The second year I made it sort of look like a D1 car from way back in the day. You gotta remember, this is 2007. That's like, what, 13 years ago? So first time it kind of looked like the D1 cars looked, and then the year after that I decided to clean it up a little bit, went back to the Panda scheme, put less stickers on it, but more like uniform, basically less flashy, more serious. That's how it basically stayed until the end of its life, when I got my 11, which was another part of the journey, but we're gonna get into that next time. So thank you guys so much for watching this Throwback Thursday. We'll see you real soon. You take care, you keep coming back, you subscribe, you share this with your friends, get them all to check it out. We love you. Peace. Stay happy.